So women, it's really, really important. And part of the journey I had to take as well is we must accept that men and women are different. Your husband is wired differently than you. He's not going to be your girlfriend. And in fact, the more you try to make him like your girlfriend, the more you try to want him to be like a woman and think and speak and relate to you in the same ways that you operate as a woman, you will be repulsed and disgusted by your husband and see him as weak. When you can understand your husband as a man and see the incredible qualities he has and appreciate his differences, you will want him to be the man that he is, and he will step up to be the man that he is. We have tricked men into thinking we want an effeminate, sensitive man that thinks and acts just like us. A good man by nature is sensitive. But then we train them and groom them to be like us, and then we're repulsed and see them as weak. And they do it because they think that's what we want, because they just want us to be happy. And so they'll do the things we tell them we want, and then you're not attracted to them. They don't feel like a man. They're not being true to themselves, and it ruins the relationship. So step one as a woman is you have to accept that men and women really, truly are wired differently. And when you can appreciate your husband for who he is as a man, and you just get to be who you are as a woman, that's where the dance I talk about can happen, the lovely, natural dance that can happen between a woman and a good man when we accept our differences. Then as a woman, you have to move out of camp victim of blaming your husband and focusing on and pulling all the ways you think he's the problem and blaming him. You have to move from camp victim to camp take responsibility, to look at yourself. What are you contributing? How are you showing up that's adding to the issues and problems in the relationship? And then you can start to understand yourself as a woman and overcome the destructive behaviors we have as women, our neurodivergence as women, and actually show up in the loveliness of who we are and what we have in us as women. But when we live in camp victim and we have our walls up, we're in the ugly side of who we are as women. And that's what creates the problems and issues in a relationship with a good man. So when you move into camp take responsibility and you look at yourself and understand yourself as a woman and the lovely side you have as a woman, but also the destructive side we have as women, that's where you can understand yourself and begin to show up how you want to show up. And your husband, as a good man, will be right there waiting for you. And then, like I said, you can have that dance. A part of why we pick our husbands apart and want to diagnose them and psychoanalyze them is because we have a total lack of understanding of ourselves. And we don't want to look at our shortcomings and flaws, so we don't overcome them. And then we live in a delusion of who we think we are and how we think we're showing up that isn't grounded in any kind of reality. I often share that my journey has been to understand the destructive side and destructive nature of myself as a woman, not making myself wrong or bad or diagnosing myself with some disorder, just understanding as women, we do have a destructive side. Good men have a destructive side too. It just looks very different than our destructive side. A good man's destructive side is giving away his power to his wife, that she's somehow the expert in the relationship and the expert on him. And that's a destruction to himself and to the marriage as well. As women, our destructive side is our emasculating behaviors and our bitchiness and our walls. It's a very ugly side. When I understood that side of me and do understand that side of me, it's a journey. And that's how I can catch myself and choose to show up the way that I want to. I'll give you a really great example. I shared last weekend, my husband and I were camping for his 50th birthday. And we went to go see a show or a concert where we were. And it's a little, small little group we love from Florida called the Hip Abduction. They're really cool, like reggae beach music. And my husband was just having a great time, had a couple drinks, and my husband's an introvert. But we love this band, and he just started dancing, and he was talking to people, and just like, and I know, understanding myself as a woman, one of our woman ways is the fun police, and I could feel it. Oh, I could feel it bubbling up in me. Of like, I want to be like, could you just like, just kind of do this, like, I could just tone it down. I could feel that in myself, because I understand that side of me as a woman. So the best part was I caught myself. I didn't do that. And I said, Karen, you can either be the fun police and have a stick up your butt, or you can join in and have fun and let your hair down. My goodness. And let your husband have a great time and be excited for him. And I got to choose that. When we understand the lovely side of us as women and the destructive side of us as women, we give ourselves a choice. Do I want to be this, or do I want to be fun and nice? And let the lovely part of me as a woman come out. And I got to choose that. And what was fascinating is there was another couple in front of us, and they were young. I'd say they were probably in their late 20s. And her husband was so excited, and he started jumping up and down. And she yanked his arm and pulled him down and looked at him and said, please stop. And I was like, I don't want to be that tonight. So that's why we need to understand ourselves as women, that destructive side and the lovely side of us, so we give ourselves a choice. It doesn't mean we have to be perfect. It's that we need to understand ourselves, and then we can choose. Hello again. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch today. For those women listening who know you are the problem and you want a path forward to change your woman ways and truly be happy in yourself, I have a course for women called the Happiness Program. And the Happiness Program teaches you to resolve the unhealthy relationship you have with yourself, so that you can be the solution to the issues and challenges in your marriage and your life. You can find the link in the description below to learn more about the course and apply to enroll. For the good men listening who want a way to take back the power you've unknowingly given away to your wives, I also have a course for you called the Marriage Rescue Course for Good Men Only. And the course teaches you how to rebuild your strength and confidence so that you can navigate the relationship with your wife in a healthy, constructive way. Again, you can find the link below in the description to learn more about the course and apply to enroll. Again, thank you so much for watching today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.